Hello everyone, good morning to all. So today we'll start today's concept regarding this chapter, India, Transport and Communication. In the previous class, we have discussed about the modes of transport, under that land transport, railway transport, pipelines. So these modes of transport we discussed. Today in this episode, I'm directly going to discuss about waterways. Then let's see about what about the mode of waterways transport and how about it functions in the economy, and what are the uses of waterways and how it connected with the one place to another place. So that things we'll discuss from this today's episode. As we know that what our ancient method of modes of transport, that is roads and also the railways, pipelines, how it connected with the economic condition of our country, right? Like that, waterways. So India was one of the most advanced seafaring country in the past. So waterways provides navigation facilities by means of ships and boats. So here under the waterways, which provides the navigation facilities, that is by the means of, by the modes of ships as well as the boats. Again, in the waterways, it can be divided into two types. One is inland waterways, another one is a ocean waterways. Okay, so that remember, here under the waterways, here we can make the transport, that is by the way of water sources, that is by the means of ships as well as the boats. Now let's see about this inland waterways as well as the ocean waterways. First one, inland waterways. Rivers, lakes, backwater and canals are the inland waterways. So these are the forms of inland waterways, that is rivers, lakes, backwater and also the canals. Now this inland waterways which play a limited role due to the development of roads and railways. As we know that the role of roads as well as the railways in the economy, right? So the what development of this roads as well as the railways, so this inland waterways which plays a limited role in the economy. In India, inland waterways mainly carried goods and people along river Ganga, the Brahmaputra and their tributaries in North India. Okay, in our country, inland waterways, so which mainly carried goods as well as people. Okay, the small amount of goods as well as the people along with river from Ganga, the Brahmaputra and their tributaries in the North India. And in the South Indian rivers are navigable only in their deltaic course. Okay, so in the North India rivers, so in the inland waterways which carried what goods as well as people, that is Ganga, Brahmaputra as well as its tributaries in North India, and in South India these rivers are the navigable only in their deltaic, that is course. So this is regarding what? Inland waterways. Second one, ocean waterway. Here the water transport can be carried through seas as well as the oceans. India has a long coastline and some ports, and India is located at the center of the eastern hemisphere. Okay, so India has a long coastline and some ports, and here India is located at the center of the eastern hemisphere. Nearly 85% of our foreign trade is seaborne. Okay, nearly 85% of our foreign trade is what? That is seaborne, and all these factors favor for ocean transport. That's why remember, so all the factors, that means that is foreign trade or whatever, So this has been favored through the help of ocean transport. Then now let's see about regarding the ports. So ports, they are meeting points between land and sea routes where ships are docked for loading and unloading. So what is port? Which place we can say that port? So it is a meeting point between the land and sea routes. Okay, the meeting point between the land and sea routes, that is what the ports, and where ships are docked for loading and unloading. And there are many ports in India. Okay, there are famous ports in India, and they are grouped under major, intermediate and minor ports. Okay, remember, so port is what? That is meeting point between the land as well as sea route. And there are several ports are there in India, and they are grouped into major, intermediate as well as the minor ports. Major ports with facilities for large ships have a sheltered harbor and modern facilities for handling cargo. See, cargo goods, handling of cargo goods and all. So this major ports has been facilitated. So this has been facilitated for large ships, and it have a sheltered, that is nearby the harbor itself. And there are 14 major ports in India. This point remember, there are 14 major ports in India, of which 6 are along the west coast and 7 along the east coast. Okay, total 14 major ports in India. In that, 6 are from the west coast and 7 along the east coast. Okay, another one is located in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, another one that located in where? Andaman as well as the Nicobar Islands. Now we'll see about west coast ports. So the ports on the west coast, that is first one, Kandla. So Kandla, where it is located? So it is located at the head of the Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat. So Kandla, so this port belongs to Gujarat. Okay. Then second one, Mumbai. So Mumbai, so it is the biggest, most spacious and well sheltered port which is situated in Maharashtra. Okay, so Mumbai port, it is the biggest and most spacious. Okay, spacious means what? Most space. We can say that what? A spacious and well sheltered port, and which is situated in where? Maharashtra. And it is also called as Gateway of India. So you may expect the question like, which one is the gateway of, which port is what? The gateway of India? That is Mumbai port, that is remember. And third one, Jawaharlal Nehru port. So Jawaharlal Nehru port, which is formerly known as Nhava Sheva port, and it is located near Elephanta Caves, 10 km from Mumbai. Okay, Jawaharlal Nehru port, it is formerly known as what? Nhava Sheva port. And where it is located? Jawaharlal Nehru port, that is Elephanta Caves, near to Elephanta Caves, 10 km from Mumbai. And it has been built for the release of pressure on the Mumbai port. Okay, means in order to release the pressure on Mumbai port, so this Jawaharlal Nehru port has been set up. So this is for third one. Next one, Mormugao. So it is situated at the entrance of Zawari River estuary in Goa. So here Mormugao, so it is situated in where that is entrance of the Zuari River estuary in Goa. So this is what port belongs to in the Goa. Next, New Mangalore. So it is the gateway of Karnataka. Okay, which is the gateway of Karnataka, which port? That is New Mangalore. Okay, New Mangalore is the gateway of Karnataka, and it is situated at Panamburu to the north of Mangalore. Okay, So that to the north of Mangalore in Panambur. So this New Mangalore or the gateway of Karnataka has been located. And next one, Kochi. So it is located in the coast of Kerala. Okay, so Kochi, which ports belongs to Kerala, and it is the Queen of Arabian Sea. This point remember. So which port is considered as the Queen of the Arabian Sea, or which state it belongs? That is in Kerala, Cochin. So Kochi port, that is we can say that Queen of Arabian Sea. So these are all the what that is ports in the west part. Okay students, so remaining part we'll discuss in the next episode. Thank you.